It is a brand new day. The sun is bright and the wind blows strong. You don't know it yet, but you are about to lose everything you have prepared for before sunset. Not from robbers, nor from looters, but from the very institute that was supposed to protect you. It's early January, on a clear Tuesday morning. You're standing in your driveway, mostly because the concept of weekends dissolved about 4 days ago along with the power grid. A nice young man in a high-visibility vest is smiling at you. He's not holding a weapon, he's holding a form with a government seal on it. He asks, politely, if you have any extra fuel stored in your garage because the local hospital's backup generator is failing. You hesitate, you feel guilty, you feel like a citizen. So you point to the jerry cans in the shed. And just like that, you didn't get robbed, you got processed. If that scenario makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, click off this video and go wait for the relief truck that isn't coming. For the rest of you paranoid intellects, welcome back. Most people think the government kicks down doors with battering rams. They don't. They use executive orders, emergency powers, and the polite social pressure that makes you hand over your survival gear to a government bureaucrat named Kevin. But don't worry, because today we are breaking down the first 5 things the government will legally seize when the lights go out, and exactly how to make sure those things vanish before the clipboard army arrives. Item 1. The liquid gold. Let's start with the fuel sitting in your garage right now. The average suburban dad thinks he's Mad Max because he has 2 red plastic containers of ethanol-blended gasoline next to his lawnmower. Here is the reality. Under mandates like the Defense Production Act or Executive Order 13603 here in the States, energy resources are the very first asset to be centralized. When the supply chain snaps, fuel doesn't belong to you, it belongs to critical infrastructure. That means if you have a visible, registered, or obvious fuel tank, you are essentially just holding on to it for them. You aren't a survivalist, you're a storage facility. The mistake here is volume and visibility. If you have a giant 500-gallon tank in your backyard, you might as well paint a bullseye on your roof. So, how do you hide a flammable liquid that smells like dinosaur ghosts? You decentralize. Stop trying to be a gas station. Instead of one giant tank, you use smaller, portable containers spread across your property. Some in a shed, some in the basement, some in the back of the truck. And you use decoy cans. Leave 2 empty or half-full cans right by the garage door. When the requisition team shows up, you hand those over with a heavy sigh. They get their win, they check a box, and they leave. Meanwhile, your actual supply is tucked away behind a false wall in the pantry. If you're relying on a stockpile everyone can see, you're not prepping, you're just gathering supplies for the White House. Item 2. The precious metals, aka the shiny rocks. Next up, we have the fantasy of every internet tough guy, gold and silver. You've seen the movies, the world ends and suddenly everyone is trading gold coins like 17th century pirates. Here is the history lesson most people skip. In 1933, Executive Order 6102 made it illegal for US citizens to own monetary gold. They didn't need a metal detector to find it, they just made it impossible to use. If you tried to buy bread with a gold bar, you went to jail. In a modern crisis, they won't go door to door for your wedding ring. They'll just suspend the convertibility of precious metals or flag any transaction involving them as black market activity. If you are stacking generic gold bars, you are investing in a paperweight that could get you arrested. The workaround is legal perception. Historically, there was an exemption for collectible or numismatic coins. They weren't considered currency, they were considered art or history. So instead of buying the big shiny I'm a hoarder bullion bars, you look for older circulated coins, junk silver, pre-1964 quarters, things that look like pocket change to a looter but hold silver value to a trader. You hide them in plain sight. A jar of pennies on a bookshelf is boring. A safe labeled gold is a loot crate. If this is starting to make you realize your safe is basically a gift box for the National Guard, do me a favor and hit the like button. It confuses the algorithm and validates my trust issues. Item 3. The food on your table. Let's talk about your pantry. The biggest myth in the survival community is the gray man. Everyone thinks they can blend in. But let me tell you, when everyone else has lost 10 pounds and you're walking around looking well-fed and smelling like beef stew, you're not blending in, you're glowing. Governments enact anti-hoarding laws almost immediately during shortages. During the World Wars and even recent pandemics, having excess was framed as unpatriotic. Your neighbors, yes, the nice ones who wave at you, will report you, not because they're evil, but because their kids are hungry and they saw you carrying in 6 bags of rice last month. The seizure mechanism here isn't the police, it's social pressure followed by a search warrant. The fix isn't burying MREs in the woods where the raccoons will eat them. The fix is architectural camouflage. Stop putting your food on open shelves in the garage. Use dead space. Under the floorboards of a closet, behind the drywall in the laundry room, inside empty suitcases in the attic. You want a public pantry that looks bare. Keep a few boxes of pasta and some sad-looking cans of peas on the main shelf. When the neighbors peek in the window, they need to see you struggling, not feasting. Item 4. Your ability to talk. Communication equipment. I know, you have a Baofeng radio you don't know how to program and a stack of walkie-talkies. In a declared state of emergency, control over information is priority number 1. The Communications Act of 1934 gives the president the authority to suspend or seize wire and radio communications. In modern terms, that's the internet kill switch and jamming frequencies. If you are broadcasting on open channels, you are triangulating your own location. You're basically shouting, "Here I am, come take my stuff." The government doesn't need to seize your radio to stop you, they just jam the signal. But if they see an unregistered ham radio setup, they can confiscate it as a matter of national security. Hide the antenna. That massive tower on your roof, that's not a hobby, that's a beacon. Use attic antennas, use wire antennas you can spool out into a tree at night and reel in by morning. And for the love of everything holy, get your electronics into a Faraday bag when you're not using them. Not just to stop an EMP, but to stop your devices from shaking hands with local cell towers and logging your location history. If you're still watching this, congratulations, you've outlasted the 80% of viewers who clicked off because they prefer comforting lies. And that brings us to the worst part, the asset they want most. They can take your gas, they can take your gold, but under Executive Order 13603, there's a provision for the allocation of civilian labor. That's right, you. If you have a special skill, if you're a doctor, a welder, a mechanic, or just a warm body capable of digging a ditch, the government can requisition your labor. This is the one nobody talks about. You plan to be a lone wolf protecting your homestead, but suddenly you're drafted to fill sandbags 3 counties over because you made the mistake of registering your certifications with the state. The myth is that your skills make you valuable to your family. The reality is that your skills make you valuable to the state. How do you hide yourself? You practice strategic incompetence. On paper, be boring. Don't brag about your survival skills on Facebook. Don't have certified medic stickers on your car. Be the gray man on the database. Be useful to your tribe. Be useless to the bureaucracy. Here's something to keep in mind. The government isn't necessarily the villain in their own story. They're trying to keep a sinking ship afloat by grabbing whatever buckets they can find. The problem is that you are the bucket. If you take nothing else away from this, remember, possession is 9/10 of the law, but anonymity is 10/10 of survival. It doesn't matter what you have if the wrong person knows you have it. If this knowledge saves your life someday, or at least keeps your pantry safe from Kevin and his clipboard, you know what button to hit. Now that you know what they'll take, you need to know where to go when staying home is no longer an option. Click this video right here to see the only bug out locations that actually work. I'm Fallout Dude, by the way. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and drop a comment. Oh yeah, the music you're listening to, it was made by me. Please listen to it for a couple of minutes. This is to allow me to earn more to make more videos. Thank you.